we're there. It has taken me quite a while to try to get this up and going, but what I thought we would try to do some stuff here from the house. I don't know if anyone's going to watch or not, but I want to see if the live would work from here at the shop. And if it does, maybe we'll do more lives later on. I don't know if I'll ever get a schedule or not, but we'll see. Hey Kevin, I see Kevin's in there. So yeah, we're just gonna mess around, try and do a little bifacing and see if I can. I'm just trying to get something I can watch back and see what I need to do different with the camera or what have you. I don't know what. I wish there was a different format of where to. Let's see, where do I need to put this? Down like that, maybe. Can you guys see all right? I guess I need a separate device so I can look at comments. I'm looking at them in my monitor. Is that this is Georgetown? That's what this is here. I'm gonna do my best to pay attention to this. Perfect. Thanks for letting me know. It's probably better than the first live with no Wi-Fi, I suppose. I was talking to my wife about that, and I told her, I said, you know, when I'm doing these trips and stuff, I said, we have Starlink already, and I said, maybe we ought to look at getting a Starlink mobile. And then when I'm going live from different places or whatever, then I'd have some Wi-Fi to use. So. I really like the live format when you got a bunch of guys around together napping and just having a good time and everyone's talking back and forth. I really like those live feeds like that. Bridge right here. It's anticlimactic. I'm just making bifaces. That's all I'm making right now. I'm just trying to figure out the live thing and see what we can do. I got a whole mess of different materials here. I can I do need to make some personal bifaces that I can take when we go to Alaska in January. It'd be easier to pack biface up there to work with that young man up there in Alaska than it will be hauling just whole rock. Unless I ship some rock ahead of time, I might do that maybe. Ship a couple large flat rate boxes that we can beat on up there. Now later on, after get going on these lives and stuff, I'm gonna start making stuff. Just for this test one, I just thought I'd probably do something simple. Kind of look back and see what the video does. I was concerned about our internet going in and out, and that still may happen. So if I just go away all of a sudden, it's my internet. Hey Clint. Oh, look at that. I got a chunk out of that thing. Clint, you ought to be over here napping with me, buddy. You're probably like the rest of us, running around trying to get our last minute Christmas stuff done. Which I'm really going to put it off. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do that. All I got left is a few stocking stuffers I got to go pick up. The wife and I don't normally do gifts because like most people, you pretty much get what you want during the year, and then just spend that money on the grandbabies. Turn that edge. See, we got this edge turned downwards. I think you can see that. Everything's backwards in here too. I could not get this thing. My left is my right, my right is my left. I could not get it to change around for the life of me. Don't know why, but a nice flake. I just picked up a load of this Georgetown. New load. This isn't actually part of the new load, but I also got Belton cooking in the kiln right now. Alright, well that one's pretty thin, ready to go. What should we work on now? Let's see here. How about a big beautiful piece of Novaculite? I doubt I'm gonna be able to save this pink on here. It's just too far off the side and too low, and not really enough of it. Orientate the biface over on this side. I like that Belton, super easy to thin out. I was surprised or impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed by it too. It's really nice stuff. And it heat treats really nice. Trying to get in on a different ranch, and that's going to be a deciding factor if the Belton continues on or not. But we'll see. Jim Maine. Hey Jim, how you doing, buddy? I really wanted to do an intro song, play along while everyone was going along, like Crafty's doing. I know that's how he's going to use that song, but seem to work out pretty good when you're sitting there and you're just talking to yourself because there ain't no one there yet. We got 14 people watching so far. That's a pretty piece of Novaculite. I don't care who you are. That's beautiful. Danny Dalton. We'll do a Danny Dalton. I'll tell you what, I made this biface yesterday here with Rock and Pops, and I've been dying to make a point out of that thing. See if I can get it in there. Everything's backwards. But that black and white Nova, man, I love that stuff. So that might be another live or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We are going to make some live, but like I said, today is just a test to try to see what we can do. This fractured up mess over here on this side, not wanting to come off, but I got some convexity in here now, so should be able to peel it off there. Ooh, it's got something funky going on in here. Look at this. This layer is layered over top of that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's clearly a layer right there. How am I going to get in there? Just like that. That right there. So hopefully we can skim to that. Hey Randy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I talked to Crafty the other day and asked him what days he'd goes live, but I actually didn't know because it just seemed like he's always on live. The 24-hour Crafty channel, which I don't mind, but. Live days that seem like there's always someone live going live. We're gonna have to get down deeper to get, if y'all can see that, that's the last remnants of that layer that was in this right there. So Clint was fixing to head to the nap shack. All right, pretend we're napping together, Clint. Clint, I need to get over there and see your nap shack. I'm talking about it, but I've never seen it, so. Still waiting for that invite. All right, let's see here. Well, it's got some funkiness right there too. You know what? I hope this whole thing may come off here. I don't know. We'll just have to see, I guess. This one may have had a fatal flaw. I never know where I'm going to be nowadays either, Clint. Yeah, this thing's got some serious issues in it. That is unfortunate. I'm positive this goes all the way through it. And it's probably going to be the end of this. Just don't think there's any way around that. Yeah, it just continues on in there. Daggone it. Oh, I see there. We'll make it happen, Danny. Okay, sounds good. I'm always up for a napping session. In here, we're working on a problematic piece of Novaculite that's got issues in it. Issues on this side, and it's probably going to fail. Let's see. Yeah, right there too. Okay. Yep, all the way through it. Doggone it. Well, like I say, it's only a rock. There's no side to go to on this or nothing because of the way that's running. Yeah. Yeah, there's no getting around that. We're going to pass on that one. We're going to do something else. Let's work on, I got a whole bucket of stuff here. Miscellaneous, whatever. Here's a piece of buffalo. This is actually tan killer Fort Payne is what this is. Jim, that was a piece of Novaculite, but it had some layering in it. Hey, Nap Happy. Had these layers in it here, and they're diving down into it, and they're in both sides, so there'll be something small come out of this, but not what I was looking for out of that. If you're just coming in, we're just doing a little bifacing. Yeah, that does stink, Clint. That's a beautiful piece of rock, but I've got a couple more of it. Look just about like it. Hopefully without the layers. This is raw right here, raw tan Fort Payne, Buffalo River. Us nappers differentiate between Buffalo River and Fort Payne, and generally, most people refer to Fort Payne as the darker variety. And then some people call the dark Fort Payne Black Buffalo, so. My wife and son's down in Texarkana doing the final shopping for Christmas. They're also picking me up some supplies so I can finish the last of my Christmas gifts and dirty Santa prizes and all that kind of gifts and all that kind of stuff. Hey Kelly, I didn't realize that Nap Happy was Kelly. Nice to see you here, Kelly. All right, so if you're just joining in, this is a piece of tan Fort Payne. Raw. Although it would benefit for some heat. It would turn to glass if you heated it. Hey Mike Mason, how you doing, buddy? What do you need to know about leatherwork, Mike? You getting into leather work, or what are you doing? That's what I did for many years, for about 16 years, until I started doing rocks full time. I made my living making leather goods. Pretty much not really doing that anymore. I may heat this a little bit. Come on now. Okay, so you put the details of community tab. Okay. When I'm done with all this, Mike, I'll go look at that community tab. You're welcome to text me if you want to. My phone number, I won't put it on here, but my phone number is everywhere. I'm not hard to find. It's on the website. This one's got a little bit of soft stuff right here. that's going to nap away, so not a big deal. If you're just wanting to put I don't use the burnishing gum, Nap Happy. I don't use the burnishing gum on that. I use elbow grease and water. That's what I used to use it, but I just don't use that anymore. I haven't in a long time. But no, there's not really. I mean, there's mechanical ways you can burnish leather, but really, I mean, with a good quality wood burnishing tool, you can burnish an edge like on a, let's say, a 42-inch belt, pretty fast and easy. I mean, it really isn't. It don't take very long at all. Buffalo leather kind of depends. It's not so much. A lot of people believe that the leather that the animal comes from determines how tough it is, and that's really not the case. What matters is the tanning process, because if you if you brain tan buffalo, it's not going to be as tough as if you vegetable tan it, you know. And a vegetable tan leather, for those of you who don't know, it's like a like saddle leather, you know. It's very durable. Very, very durable. All right, Mike, we'll wait for you. Mike's going to make a post on the community side. So I got about 500 pounds of stuff to pie face over there, like I always do. You guys have all heard me talking about it. And that's what this stuff is. Just miscellaneous stuff that I have some issues. Almost everything in this bucket's going to have some sort of issue. Which is why it's in my bucket. Just smell it, popper. So, plan to find this interesting. Well, did I send you a picture? I don't know if I sent you a picture or not. I just made a Clovis, a blue glass Clovis. Those of you that have been following along know I've been practicing on my Clovises. Down at John's, we're using my Soulburger jig down there. And here at the house, I've just been using that guillotine jig, which is doing a fine job, actually. I think. I don't know if I can do a Cumberland or something. I did do a couple of Cumberland. It's got a crack coming in right there. I did do a couple Cumberland attempts down there at John's, but I don't know if they can be considered a Cumberland or not. I don't know if I'll even show you a picture. I sent a picture to Dennis Leach, which we all know makes if not the best, some of the very best Cumberlands. That's kind of what that's about mostly what he makes, and he's dedicated his knapping career to perfecting them. And I think he pretty much has, for the most part. Well, that's cool. I use a metal knife too. Yeah. Mike, this rock right here is the Belton chert. And we just did, if you're just coming in, we just finished what did we finish? A Buffalo River, Fort Payne biface, Georgetown biface. And we were working on this one, but it's got issues in it. So it's got issues down here too, so they're kind of in a bad spot. So I don't know. I don't know if anything's gonna come out of that, but we'll see. After Stacy was here all day yesterday, and we went and messed around down at the river, and went and found the game warden. We weren't looking for the game warden, but we found him. Still not 100% sure what he was even doing, but scouting for deer, I believe. But he was doing it on cartel property, which, I don't know. He probably knows what he's doing. We asked him if he knew that that was cartel property, and he acted like that was news to him, but cartel came in and bought up a couple big ranches. At least that's the rumor. Alright. We got underneath that crack. That's sweet. That's what I was hoping for. Let's see what's happening. Okay, it's on the community. All right. I don't know if you're asking about attaching it to the wood itself, Mike, but if you are, it's when it comes to leather, the answer is always contact cement. Not like any of them. Weldwood is about the most affordable these days. All the other ones have gotten so expensive, they're twice as much. Just cost a fortune. Anyways, we'll done with that one. All right, which other one we want to do? That other big chunk of Novaculite didn't work out, and this is a piece of Novaculite that went in the saw in both directions and had gone in a vise. It didn't go. It went in a vise. It got sawed everything off one side, then got clamped in there and sawed everything off the other side, and it left this wedged piece here. There's a layer right there too. I think it don't go in too far. Let's see, we've been going 35 minutes now. Yeah, I got to figure out another device that I can play the intro song to. And I don't have an intro song. I don't have a song dedicated to me or nothing like that. I just play one of the songs while I'm waiting for people to come in when I go live. That's a layer right there. You guys can see that layer in there. Yeah, something like that in a rock. Just all you can do is try and work it out and get under it. I'm gonna have to find a new hobby without as many gems. Jim, I think no matter where you go, you're gonna find a lot of gems. At least for a while longer. Some of these people that are naming their kids Majesty or Your Majesty, and I mean, I've seen some names lately. It's just like crazy. And I'm like, I'm not calling your kid Your Majesty. I'm not doing it. So I called her kid Booger Picker. Come here, Booger Picker. That's a true story. They really named their kid Your Majesty. Good grief. What happened to Bob and Jim and Danny and Hank and all that good stuff? What happened to that? Yeah, Michael was probably the most common name for a while. Our brother's name's Michael. My dad's middle name's Michael. And he goes by Mike. Everyone's just, that's a layer right there still. I don't know how deep that may be the end of it. Sorry, I'm getting used to reading. All right, Mike, have a good one, buddy. Have a Merry Christmas. Mike Walls is a newer napper. He's down there in South Texas, somewhere or another down there, and getting started in this thing. Okay. I believe Mike's in Texas, yes. So now we got a continuous edge, come across, clean off some of this mess, and this one will be done, theoretically. That'd make a nice long something or another, whatever you want to make out of it. You know, if I start to make something out of it, it's going to turn into a Scotch Bluff or a Dalton or a Clovis or something like that. And probably a Dalton. Alright, there's another one. If I can get it in the camera. We'll do another one here. I'm scared to hit this one. This actually came out of, not 100% sure, but I'm also not 100% sure what this is. But I think it came out of that last buyout, and it looks very fragile. And it's got a crack, comes all the way in right there. May have a crack right here. You can see this crack coming in. It comes across right there, so it wouldn't surprise me if they don't just fly apart. And it's got some holes in it too. It's really thick on this one end. Yeah. Kind of be better if that just popped off, I think, because it's clear down into there, deep wise. Just like that. You can see how shiny that was right there. That was completely not together. So maybe I can still get something out of this. And then maybe we can get something out of this piece here. Up to 50 today. Well, it's supposed to be, Mike Mason, it's supposed to be in the 70s here for Christmas. Back home in Alaska, they're in the negatives. I'm hoping they have a cold or a heat wave before we show up there in January. I did find out yesterday, I think I got a lead on a heated garage to nap in while I'm there in Alaska. That would be nice. I've seen a piece similar to this, and it was marked Royal Savannah Jasper. I don't know if that's what this was. I don't know, because I just don't have any real experience with Royal Savannah Jasper. But I thought real Savannah was green, or maybe just some of it is. I don't know. But whatever this is, it's really nice. It's really fragile because it's heat treated pretty high, but wish it didn't get so narrow here, but not that it's. Oh, there's a crack right there too. Look at that right there. Can you guys see that? There's a crack in there. I'm plagued by cracks. I got a piece of Mookite down here too. I don't know if it's going to have issues in it also or not. But we'll see. I don't know if we'll see it on this live or not, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't even believe how warm it is right now. And we were pretty cold. Oh, Jim, it's 81 where you're at. That is pretty warm. Jim, Mason, we keep our house in refrigerator mode too. I found a snake in my house one time, and to be honest with you, I was a little offended. That's like, what are you doing in my house? It is a black snake, young black snake, and he was in the house. How he got in the house, I don't know. Probably crawled in there when we were bringing in groceries, or there ain't no telling. But anyways, I walk in the living room one day, and it's hot. I mean, it's 100-something degrees, but it's like 65 in the house. I got the air conditioner just making snow, you know. And I walk in, here's this black snake laying in my dining room floor. And I was like, what in the world are you doing here? And that snake was never so happy to get outside. I'll tell you what, he was in there freezing his butt off. He made the mistake coming in the wrong place. He could barely move. Just frozen. I hear about people getting copperheads and things like that in their house all the time. And no, thank you. I'd probably move. To be honest with you, a black snake's one thing, but if I found a copper moccasin inside my house, I'm probably moving. I'd be telling my wife, it is time for another adventure. Let's have a map and throw a dart and figure out where we're going next. Which is kind of how we ended up here, to be honest with you. I've never been here before, ever. I'd never been to Alaska before I moved there either. I just kind of got out of high school and ran away. Took my whole family with me, so I guess you can't call it running away. And we decided we wanted to change, do something different. And we're heading south. Didn't know no one here, didn't know anything here, didn't have a job, a house, or nothing. Just decided it was time for an adventure. And that's how we ended up in Oklahoma. Did you guys know that apparently the weather has something to do with men and multiple sclerosis? So there's much lower cases of men in the South getting MS than there is in colder climates. I guess you're just more prone to get MS in colder climates. The doctor couldn't explain to me why, but I don't have MS, but they were testing me for that because the problems I'm having because my mom had MS. And she said, well, you probably don't have MS because you're a southern man. I said, well, not really. Actually, I've spent most of my life in Alaska. So, anyways, I did not know that about MS, though. My mom lived with that disease for a good part of her life, and she loved to do yard work. She loved working in yard, and she'd literally drag herself around that yard, laying down, drag herself around that yard, pulling weeds, doing things. She just loved to be out there. She was a tough woman. 98 pounds and tough as could be. Alright, we're going to call that one good. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure what you eat and drink has a lot of factors too. I think that's true with a lot of things that we do. I'm kind of a proponent of low carb eating, although I don't always do it. I haven't been doing it the last week or so. It's hard to do it traveling, but I do try and do it as much as possible. And sometimes I'll go months and never eat more than, 4 or 5 carbs a day or 10 carbs a day or something like that. There's another piece of Novaculite. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Ooh, pretty. Hopefully this one don't have no cracks. It's got a razor edge down here, so we're going to lose this, but maybe part of this can stay, huh? That would be nice. I need to get Mr. Clinton over here and have a bifacing party. Put him to work bifacing this 300 pounds of mess. Every time I get this pile worked down a little bit, then it's back again. I need to get some more bifaces listed. I've got a bunch of percussion slabs to list also. There's also some smaller percussion slabs of fancy jasper and stuff that I got in that buy-up, which is kind of neat, nice. You don't get to work percussion that type of material very often because it's so expensive, you know. I worked some amethyst today. Did I mention that earlier? If I didn't mention it earlier, don't buy amethyst to nap. It is not conducive to napping at all. The dark purple spots, nap like a dream. Well, not a dream, but they're nappable. But where you get to the lighter areas, just crush you over the city. I'm talking about crushing with a pressure flake or crushing. Hey Ralph, how you doing, buddy? Anyone else get the feeling when you're watching these lives, like Cheers? You know, y'all, most of you are old enough to remember Cheers, and you watch it, and Norm will walk in and they go, "Hey, Norm," you know. That's what these lives remind me of, like an episode of Cheers. I'll tell you what. There'll be some pretty bifaces. Yeah, when I'm eating low carb, I feel much better, like a completely different person. My personal thoughts on it are, I think that the only reason we've gone to this high carb, almost completely carb based diet that we all eat, that most people eat these days, is, you know, that's how we were able to feed the population, the world population. If you're trying to feed the whole world on beef and chicken, half the world would starve to death. So you got to make up with that with something, which comes in the form of carbs and rice and flour and, you know, all that kind of stuff, breads and everything you make with that. When you start looking at seriously eating a low carb lifestyle, you start realizing that it's not that easy to do these days. There are better options now available. All the low carb breads are pretty horrible. There's one that I like all right. And at least you can have a sandwich thing, you know. So grab some lunch meat, some mayo, no carbs in that, and then you grab your low carb bread. It's got 1 or 2 carbs per thing, so your total thing, there's some onion or something on there, you got 5 carbs or something like that in your sandwich, you know, for your lunch. The thing that I struggle with a lot is sodas, because I drink a lot of soda, and I mean, I hate to admit this, but sometimes I'll go a week without even drinking water. I used to say because fish crap and that stuff, that's what that stuff's for, but I know it's not. I should be drinking more water, and my wife is in the medical field, harps on me about that all the time. And the zero sodas are okay, but if you're going to eat low carb, you can't drink zero sodas all day long, because your body, when you're eating this, people go, well, I'm eating this zero sugar stuff and all this other stuff, and it's still not working for me. Well, the problem is that when you take that, you have a zero soda or something. Let's say you have lunch, then at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, now you're having a zero soda or something like that. Well, it's okay to have it with your meal, because your body doesn't know the difference between, can't differentiate between real sugar and artificial sugar, sweeteners and things like that. So you still get the insulin spike. But if you drink that soda with your meal, then all that spikes all at once, and then you have that flat line later on after that, which is what you're after when you're in ketosis and eating low carb. Water's an ingredient. It is when you're making mashed potatoes, huh? Yeah. I'll tell my wife that. I'll probably have a black eye to go with my broken fingers. I actually don't think they're broken. I thought they were yesterday, I really did, but I don't think they're broken. They're just beat up real bad. They're just a mangled mess. All right, well, there we go with that. I think we're going to call that good. We are going to call it good. It's been an hour. It's been over an hour, actually. And I'm sure my wife is probably home. Let's see what we made. We did make a few of them. Not a bunch, but we made a few. This one is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is, you know. We may nap this one to completion on video to see what comes out of it. It may just be a small point up here, and then maybe there's, if this layer goes in at an angle like that, then maybe it'll get a point in here somewhere. But when it starts having these layers in here like this, then you're pretty much, and they're running in there like this. I mean, it just kind of cuts the whole thing, and they're running at an angle. And this one's running this way, this one's running that way. So, I don't know. There may be a point laying in here, maybe. I don't know until I get into these. But this is what we made. I appreciate all you guys that showed up. I think at one time I've seen 40-something in there. Now there's 20-something in there. But I appreciate all you guys showing up here. And I appreciate all y'all. You all know that. And if y'all look for any flint napping supplies, flintknappingtraditions.com. That's going to make a pretty point right there, I think. It's going to make a pretty one. But I really like this material. I don't know what it is. But buddy, it is buttery. Buttery, buttery. Too bad the other piece was broke, but, or had a crack in it. But we'll do something with that too. That, I mean, there's still a point in this. It's got a void in it, but there's still a point. But, all right, so I'm going to get out of here, and let's see. They'll probably think I'm a rodeo man. Yeah, just falling apart all over the place. Accident prone. All right, guys, appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all keep napping. But I got to figure out how to close out of this thing. How do we do it? Yep.